everybody, welcome back to the channel. And guys, apparently I opened up like a can of worms, something I thought that was kind of common knowledge about the alternative Foxbody apparently was not. And I've had more emails on people asking about alternative Foxbodies than any other video I've ever done. It's kind of odd. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to go a little more in depth and show you a few more alternative Foxbodies. So let's go. Okay guys, and please forgive me if this is, if this is repetitive, or I thought this was a little more widely known than it actually is. So just bear with me. But like right now we're in this 84 LTD. It's 4-door, super cool car. But this is one of many vehicles that, from 1978 to 1993, were born on the same chassis. And, if you really want to get technical, which I know a lot of people will get technical, it does go to 2004. But when we're talking the traditional Fox style chassis, 1978 to 1993 was the traditional Foxbody chassis. After that, there was a lot of improvements and changes in rigidity. Most of the changes were for rigidity, to stiffen up the unibody frame. So, we're going to stick to the 93 and back and talk about them. Let's talk about them. All right, guys. So let's start right here. This is the easiest way I can explain it and show it. Again, this is an LTD, a 4-door vehicle, but it's a Foxbody. You'll notice the strut towers, the firewall, the fender aprons. I mean, even the proportioning valve, the steering shaft, everything is the same as a Mustang. Everything's the same, body wise, obviously. Cowl panel, it's a little bit different, just a hair, but overall it's the same car underneath. It is the exact same car. And as far as building something that's a little bit different, because there are a lot of people that say, I don't want to do another Mustang. Everybody's done a Mustang. Well, that's your alternative, is the alternative Foxbodies. And that's why they're gaining in such popularity as of recent, and why, I've been getting so many questions about them. So let's talk a little bit more about them. All right, guys, so let's kind of get into what makes these things so appealing. And like I alluded to earlier, a lot of people are just, they get tired of seeing Mustangs everywhere. They want something different. They want something unique, something that's going to stand out in a, you go to like an NMRA race or Foxtoberfest or Mustang Week, everything's Mustang. You want something a little bit different. And that's what makes these cars so appealing, is because you can take what, some might call ugly, like Mr. Hanky, and throw all Mustang parts at it, and you end up with something totally unique, totally cool, that you have a better chance of getting a picture of this snapped for a magazine or for a major website, simply because it's different, because it's unique, and because you can say, hey, it's not what everybody else is doing. And I think that's a lot of the draw on a car like this. So like I was talking about earlier, all the suspension for a Mustang will bolt up, but like if you go in here to the interior, like you'll notice there's some cues here. Those look familiar. Foxbody door handles. You can bolt a Mustang dash in here. Like you can put a 93 Mustang dash in here, console. All the interior you can put in this car. And obviously it's going to be a little different, because it is a 4-door and you got a back seat. But again, you got the same firewall as the Mustang. So if you wanted to swap this dash, no problem. So some of the things that might be a hair different is like your lengths. Like the Coyote swap wagon we did, Mr. Hanky, it was longer in the back. And because it was older, it used a different style gas tank, so we had trouble finding a sending unit. But like you're not going to take a a car like this, a 4-door car, and bolt up a Foxbody catback to it. You will have to do some modifications to it, but I mean, overall, lengthening the pipe a few inches as compared to, having to buy a complete custom built exhaust system from like an exhaust shop or something, you're going to save a lot of money. But again, chassis wise, interior wise, the firewall side, I mean, all the Mustang parts will bolt right in. You can drop a 5.0 in it, an AOD, a T5, whatever you want. Everything is going to bolt in just like it would a Mustang, and you got something super cool and super unique, like I said. So if you're talking Foxbody, you're like, okay, well, how many cars were built on the Foxbody chassis? I'm going to try to name all of them from memory. Let's start by the very first one, which is the Fairmont in 1978. The Mustang was not the first Foxbody. The Fairmont was in 1978. There was the box top, which is what I want. There's the Futura that kind of had a slanted back, a little more sporty looking, I guess. And then you had its brother, which was the Zephyr. There was the Fairmont and the Zephyr, Mercury's version of the Fairmont. You had the Marquis, which was a Mercury. Then you had the Cougar, the Thunderbird, the Mark 7, the Mustang, obviously, and the Capri. I'm going by memory. I don't think I've missed any. Well, the LTD, obviously, the two that have been in the video, the LTD. The Marquis is the Mercury version of that, and that's your Foxbody run. So as far as building a car like that, I would definitely recommend building something, on the alternative Foxbody chassis. They're super, super cool cars, especially like the Mark 7s, the Thunderbird Turbo Coupes. There was several like kind of special ones, made on alternative non-Mustang chassis. Here's where you're going to run into some frustration with doing a build like that. The restoration parts that you need, like lights, like trim, interior and exterior trim, body panels, stuff like that. That's where you're going to run into a lot of issues because they aren't very popular. Not a lot of people make them. Now for the Mustang, you can get basically anything as far as trim and lights and weather stripping goes. So that's something to be prepared, on the front end. If you're going to do a build like that, is to, you're going to have to do some heavy restoration as far as, a light or a piece of trim that's damaged, maybe make your own. There's no telling, but it's going to be a lot more challenging to build a alternative Foxbody where parts aren't as readily available for the body as something like a Mustang. All right, guys, and last and final thought, I do get people that, ask me also, why are you so into them, me personally? And the answer to that was back, when I was young, 16, 17, 18 years old, my first Foxbody was not a Mustang. It was actually a 87 Thunderbird V8 Sport automatic, and the V8 Sport was basically like a Lincoln Town Car motor, flat tappet, non-HO 5-liter, but when you open the hood, it looked like it. Automatic AOD, DOA, automatic transmission, 7.5 rear end, and that was the first car I really got to play with and enjoy. Converted it to T5 using all Mustang parts, and so it was a stick shift. That was super cool. And then later on, installed a HO engine out of an 88 GT, and also the 8.8 rear end out of the same 88 GT. And so my 87 Thunderbird had all Mustang drivetrains, a lot more fast, a lot more fun, and super unique. Again, I put drag lights on it, and I would take it to the track, and it would just draw a crowd because people are like, a Thunderbird? Are you serious? They're fun. They're unique, and that is hot rodding, is doing different, unique, and cool stuff. So that's again why I'm kind of passionate about an alternative Foxbody. All right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this was kind of helpful as far as identifying, what Fox bodies are as far as the chassis, the term goes. And, if you know where one's at, if you've got one, if you've got an opportunity to buy one, I definitely would. Again, they're a lot of fun. They get a crap ton of attention at events. And, it is nice sometimes to see something a little bit different than a Mustang. And as much as we all love our Mustangs, seeing different stuff, cool Fords, I'm all about another cool Ford. And put a Coyote in it, put a 347 in it, spray it, whatever you want to do, you'll have a lot of fun. And you've kind of got that leg up where you can use a lot of the Mustang chassis parts and suspension parts, and drop basically any engine combination you want into them, from a 460 to a 2.3 turbo. Epic stuff. So that is what is up. Find one, grab one, snatch it up. They ain't making any more of them. And in the meantime, if you like this video, please give me a big thumbs up. Make sure you smash that subscribe button. Keep it tuned right here for lots of builds. Just builds like builds on builds and more builds. All right, I gotta go. Later, guys.